This podcast will fail. Mostly because nobody's going to listen to it. But you might prove me wrong. Who knows? Here we are on episode 28. This podcast will fail. I'm just some guy. Who I am and where I am is irrelevant to the conversations that I come here to have with you. But mostly with myself. And it is those conversations that I am not 100% sure about in the next little while here. This is an interesting moment that I reached today when I realized I pretty much got through my day here and nothing really grabbed my intention or my attention or my interest in talking. But I made this commitment to myself that I was going to record a podcast every single day. And I walk into this one. I think I stopped and started it about 4 times and then realized I had bread in the oven and decided, okay, let me just stop. Let me put it away and I'll come back. Because I have no idea what I want to talk about. I'm kind of lost, to be honest. Which I guess then presents itself with the topic, which is this podcast itself. Now, I'm fully aware that there's 2, possibly 3 people that are out there every single day, taking at least a little bit of a listen. I don't know how far you're making it into the podcast because I haven't set up anything to be able to communicate with you, said listener. And that was by design. That's the intent, is to just create some type of content every single day that doesn't have any expectation tied to it. All right? Speak, record, make topic, post, walk away. We're not concerned with the whole hype, with the whole building a following, with the whole getting it popular, with the whole, hawking for views or listens or downloads or whatever the metric is. I'm still primarily thinking like a video guy, so I apologize. My time in YouTube has programmed my brain to think of it in terms of views as opposed to listens or downloads. So I'm still learning here. I'm adjusting. Bear with me. So again, if I've got nothing to talk about, that nothing grabbed my interest today, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. That's a tricky one. I could tell you a little bit about my day. Today is Monday. I get a quote-unquote weekend, like most people do. Not everybody does, but my weekends are Sunday and Monday. Today's Monday. It's not really, in that sense, a weekend day because I've got things I got to do. It's family chores. It's grocery shopping day. It's taking care of the household kind of day. And squeeze a podcast in there somewhere. But the grocery shopping takes a big chunk of the day. It's cool because I get to spend some time with my daughters and they go with me and we do all this family stuff. It's cool. But usually in the course of a day, I would hear something or see something or somebody would say something that captures my attention. That's not the case today. Realistically, the only thing that there is to talk about is politics. And that's not what I want. And I already feel like I've jumped into that bucket too many times while still trying to play coy with you and not reveal all of my political leanings. I've tried to discuss these topics as generically as possible so as not to make it obvious where I stand on all of these various issues, so that if somebody is listening, perhaps they'd be more interested in a discussion. But there again, I didn't set anything up for a discussion, so I don't even know why. But, I spend enough time in my own headspace in the daily news cycle, and I really don't think that the daily news cycle is what I want for this podcast, for this recording every single day. I get enough of it in my Facebook feed. I spend enough time arguing with people. I spend enough time answering trolls and trying to, add something of relevance. But it's just not, I don't want to sit here and talk about the latest thing that this person said, and whatever. Everybody's full of crap, and everybody's got an agenda, and it's just not what I want for this. So, okay, what am I supposed to do? I have a couple of choices. I either have to sit down with myself and really try to think out a list for topics, and that feels a little bit contrived. I'm not sure that that's really what I want to do in the big picture with this. I don't like contrived generally. I've done a lot of scripted stuff over the years, and I really like this free-form sort of format. I like this idea that in some ways what I'm doing with you right now is like a podcast version of an episode of Seinfeld. This is a show about nothing. This is just some schmuck blathering on and hoping that somebody will find it interesting and want to listen to it. Okay. That only goes so far, especially when there's not something to inspire me. So do I go ahead and put my thinking cap on and try to do some brainstorming on a list of topics that I can pull from day to day? Maybe, I guess. As I already said, I have really no interest whatsoever in doing the news cycle. I don't want to sit here and offer viewpoints and analysis on the latest stupid thing that somebody said. That's not what I'm here for. I could try and plumb the depths of my YouTube channel. I could go back in time all the way back to 2016 and look at some of the topics that I tried to talk about back then, see if there's something relevant for me to talk about today. But again, in a lot of ways, that's kind of contrived, and I don't know that that's such a smart thing either. I don't think that I can sustainably do this as a show about nothing forever. Eventually, I've got to come to a better sense of what the heck I'm doing if I'm going to expect to be able to record and make a podcast every single day like I've committed to myself to do. Is anybody on the other side of this still listening at almost shumping up on 8 minutes here? I don't know. Which leads me to the other point. How long do I keep up this charade? How long do I sequester myself inside this little box and think that I'm talking to no one, and how long do I carry this game forward? This idea that I am just not putting out social media. I really don't want to. I'm really so sick of social media. Not putting out feelers to try and say, hey, oh God, it makes me nauseous even to think about it. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh Christ, no. Jesus, no. I can't stomach it. The idea that I'm going to sit there and even for a moment promote anything about anything. A couple days ago, I noted a neat little piece within the Anchor podcast site, their creator tools. Again, Anchor's where I launched this thing and feeds it out to everywhere else. But to have people leave a voicemail, and I don't know, I like the idea of being able to hear from people. I like this notion of being able to talk to somebody about what I'm doing, and I wonder if I'm going to have to evolve and open up just a little bit, at least, to include more than just myself letting you know what's on my mind every single day. I can't ignore that pull as a creator. It's there. It's definitely strong. But how much am I a slave to my original premise versus how successful can I be at walking a line where I put something out there and hope that people will respond to it and have conversations. I love conversations. That's really the thing. I just don't want to do all the work of social media accounts and promotion and whatever. Like I would love I would love for this to just work on the whole like Kevin Costner Field of Dreams thing, right? But I have learned in all of my years of being a content creator that there is no such thing as if you build it, they will come. It just doesn't happen. That happened to content creators in the beginnings of each of these various digital mediums, whether it was podcasting or YouTube or anywhere else, right? First in are the ones that the winners get the spoils. My daughters were talking to me today about a YouTube channel made by one of the biggest, I guess you could say, content creators out there, Markiplier, who started as a gamer, and he was one of the first ones in, and he's no PewDiePie. I don't watch any of them because I don't give a crap about gamers or gaming or any of it. I don't engage in popular YouTube culture. I couldn't care less. I'm old and dusty like that. But this guy and his buddies decided that they were going to just start a channel about nothing, just day-to-day lives and stupidity and games and challenges and stunts and nonsense and giving away things and whatever. And like, oh, we're so cool because guess what? What we're going to do is when this thing gets to 1 year, we're just going to delete the whole channel and delete all of the videos. Yeah, what a cool social experiment. You fucking kidding me? I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever whispered an F in this podcast. I try to keep it clean, but come on. Give me a break. It is like the height of arrogance. And it's obnoxious to me. Like, you already have this power. You already have a secure lifestyle. You were one of the first ones in, and now, honestly, it's just like flaunting. And it's revolting to me. Is there jealousy? Hell yeah, there's jealousy in that, of course. I've said from the beginning of season 1 of this thing that I want to be famous. I never will be, but I want to be. So when I see essentially people that are famous for nothing, fame granted to poor behavior, it just annoys the hell out of me. So I don't see how any of that makes sense for me and for this. I did that for a very long time, and I got to figure out what to do next. And I don't know. I guess I've got thoughts now that I've said all of this out loud. I might be thinking about what this looks like in season 3. I guess the topic for today was probably that piece that my daughter told me about Markiplier and his Unis Honest channel. Give me a break. I'm going to delete after 1 year. Ooh, aren't I cool? No, you're not. Well, you are, because you're rich and famous and you'll have millions of subscribers that you'll just dump in a channel and you can do whatever you want because you have the money and the time to do it because you don't have to go to a 9-to-5 job like the rest of us. Okay, great. Thanks, jealousy. That wears real well on you. Anyways, I think I'm going to try to continue to press on. I'm going to avoid doing this. I'm going to avoid lamenting what I'm doing because I spent entirely too much time lamenting what I'm doing. I think I'm going to redouble my efforts to try and make sure that I am paying attention to more than just the news cycle, paying attention to the world around me, looking for those opportunities to talk about something that interests me. Right? I'm an observant person. I watch people. I watch the world around me. I don't want to just constantly be complaining about things every single day, but I think for we continue on here, and this is almost like the midway point of season 2. So, I guess we'll keep pushing. We'll keep trying to find a way to have these life, society, and self conversations for the next 10 or 12 episodes or so, and then we'll see what happens when we get to season 3. Maybe when I get to season 3, I'll be ready to do something a little bit more. Okay. That's good. That's fine. I'll leave it at 15 minutes for this one. No reason to try to drag it out another 5. If you were listening, thank you so much. The challenge is out there. If you can find me, great. Send me a message and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. I don't know. But I'll leave it there. I appreciate your time if you were listening, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Have a good one.